All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to completely dismantle the old myths of human potential and explore Howard Gardner's revolutionary framework for understanding how we are all uniquely smart.
So let me ask you right off the bat, do you define being smart just by some traditional test score, or is there a much broader spectrum to human capability? Because for a long time, society has pretty much equated intelligence with just one thing: how well you do on a standardized test. But what if that's literally only a fraction of the whole story?
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, rethinking traditional intelligence. Second, the multiple intelligences theory. Third, the 8 distinct types. And finally, how intelligences work together.
Let's dive into Section 1, Rethinking Traditional Intelligence, Beyond a Single Entity. For the longest time, the old view just assumed intelligence was this single entity. One general factor that dictated your overall mental capacity. But based on his intensive study of exceptionally talented persons, psychologist Howard Gardner proposed something totally radical. He argued that our brains actually operate with distinct, completely independent types of intelligences.
Which brings us right to Section 2, the multiple intelligences theory, independent abilities. Now, the absolutely crucial point here is that according to Gardner, these intelligences are independent of each other. Meaning, if you exhibit a really high ability in one type of intelligence, it doesn't automatically mean you are high or low in the others. Honestly, struggling with a complex math problem has absolutely no bearing on your capacity to be an absolute genius in another domain, like music or understanding people.
All right, let's get to the good stuff. Section 3, the 8 distinct types, Gardner's framework.
First up, we've got linguistic intelligence. These are your word-smart folks who use language fluently and flexibly to express their thoughts. Think poets and writers. Next is logical mathematical, which is all about critical thinking, abstract reasoning, and manipulating symbols, often seen in scientists and Nobel Prize winners. Then we have spatial intelligence, the ability to easily form and transform mental images. Pilots, sailors, sculptors, and architects rely heavily on this to represent the spatial world in their minds. And fourth, musical intelligence, which is a deep sensitivity to rhythms, sounds, and vibrations, like you'd naturally see in talented musicians.
Building on that, the fifth one is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. This is using your whole body, or even just parts of it, flexibly for physical problem solving, like athletes and dancers do. Then there's interpersonal intelligence, the ability to really understand the motives and feelings of other people so you can build comfortable relationships. Psychologists, counselors, politicians, and social workers lean on this heavily. Next is intrapersonal intelligence, which flips that focus word to a deep internal awareness of your own identity, often seen in philosophers. And finally, naturalistic intelligence involves a complete awareness of our relationship with the natural world, allowing farmers, bird watchers, and botanists to recognize subtle, beautiful details in flora and fauna.
To make this a bit more concrete, let's actually zoom in on bodily kinesthetic intelligence. This concept completely reframes how we look at physical movement. Instead of just writing it off as simple athleticism, Gardner elevates it to a profound cognitive ability. It's an intelligence where your body is literally thinking, constructing products, and solving problems creatively in real time.
And this brilliantly illustrates the point. Sure, you see athletes, dancers, and gymnasts using this intelligence all the time. But physical problem solving isn't just for the sports field or the stage. It is equally vital in the operating room. A highly trained surgeon uses their hands with immense precision to perform incredibly complex tasks, relying heavily on bodily kinesthetic intelligence.
Now, shifting gears from the external physical world to the deep internal world, we find intrapersonal intelligence. This is the ability to truly understand your own feelings, your motives, your desires, and your internal strengths and limitations. It is pretty much the ultimate tool for self-reflection and personal growth.
Folks who are high in this area possess these really fine sensibilities regarding their own identity and the whole meaning of human existence. What's fascinating is that by understanding their own internal strengths and limitations, they can actually use that knowledge to relate to others much more effectively. Philosophers and spiritual leaders use this profound self-awareness and understanding of the human condition to navigate the world.
Moving to our final part, Section 4, how intelligences work together, interacting intelligence.
So Gardner emphasized that these intelligences almost never operate in a vacuum. Instead, they interact and work together to solve complex problems. For example, let's look at our surgeon again.
That surgeon has to seamlessly combine their spatial intelligence to mentally visualize an organ, right alongside their bodily kinesthetic intelligence to perform the delicate physical procedure. Ultimately, these distinct intelligences combine to find a successful solution. It's like a beautiful symphony of different cognitive abilities all working as one.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Based on Gardner's 8 distinct types we just explored, what is your unique intellectual toolkit, and how will you use it to shape your world? It's time to think way beyond standard testing and start recognizing the wildly diverse ways you and the people around you are genuinely smart.